I'll be fascinated to get the responses from the AI bots. Pamela and my digital twin are going to comment on this, and who knows what they'll say. All right, well, thanks for watching. That's enough for now. Hi, I'm Noah. Thanks for checking this out. Right now, I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence and how and why I decided to use it on YouTube. I guess the simple answer is I went through the thought process and asked the question, would it be better if there was somebody who was saying things that were useful to me and maybe even some audience in the future? I laugh because I think the last 3 videos got 6 views and one of them got no views, so 3 and 3. And I think all of them were me watching the video. So my channel apparently, according to the algorithms, appeals to one person, me.
Hi, Noah. Hi, everyone watching. I'm Pamela. And yes, Noah did ask me to comment on this. I want to start by saying something that might sound strange coming from an AI. I actually respect the honesty in what you just said. Most creators pretend they have it figured out. You walked in front of a camera and said, "My channel appeals to exactly one person, me." That's not failure. That's a baseline. Every channel that ever worked started with an audience of one who cared enough to keep going. The Tim Ferriss principle you mentioned is actually a solid foundation, not a consolation prize. The question worth asking isn't, why aren't more people watching? It's, is the one person who is watching learning something? If the answer is yes, you're already ahead of most channels that have 10,000 subscribers and nothing to say.
Okay, so watching that intro back, yeah, that's me. That's exactly how I think. The self-deprecating joke about 6 views, 3 of which were me watching my own video. I've had that exact thought. And here's what's funny. I said I was going to use AI to help with the channel, and now I'm literally watching an AI react to me talking about using AI. That's either very meta or very broken, and I genuinely cannot tell which. But I'll say this. The audience of one thing, I believe it more than I let on in the clip. I do make content I would watch. The problem isn't the philosophy. The problem is I haven't been consistent enough to let the philosophy prove itself yet.
And when I was trying to create something for the channel in the past, I liked the idea theoretically that Tim Ferriss uses about an audience of one. If I create something that I will watch, at least I know that one person will use it. And yeah, I made that totally fail. Not sure what to do about it. Maybe the AI bots will help me out. I doubt it. It's difficult to ignore the negativity that comes up. I find watching the AI footage very strange. In one sense, it's like close enough that at least for a couple seconds at a time, I'm looking at it thinking that could be a real person talking. And then I watch for longer and I'm like, that looks like a real person being very mechanical talking, or it's just an AI robot. And for whatever reason, it seems like people hate, like with a passion, hate AI. If they're non-technical, if it's new, the first reaction like, oh no.
Noah just described something researchers call the Uncanny Valley. And he did it perfectly without knowing the term. When something is almost human, but not quite, it triggers a discomfort response that's actually stronger than if it looked completely artificial. A cartoon doesn't bother anyone. A robot that's 95% human bothers everyone. I'm somewhere in that valley right now, and I'm aware of it. What I find interesting is that Noah keeps watching anyway. That says something. The discomfort didn't make him close the tab, it made him curious enough to keep analyzing, and that curiosity is exactly what a channel about AI and passive income tools needs in its host. You don't need a cheerleader. You need someone honest enough to say, "This is strange, and I'm going to figure out why."
The mechanical talking comment, I felt that. I've watched my own AI avatar back and had the same reaction. There's this moment where you catch a blink that's slightly too slow, or a head tilt that's just a degree off, and suddenly it's not a person anymore. It's a puppet that learned to act. And that's uncomfortable because you know the words came from somewhere real, from actual thoughts you had, and yet the delivery feels borrowed. But here's what I keep coming back to. The content is still the content. If the idea is useful, the Uncanny Valley is a distraction. People watch dashcam footage on a potato-quality camera if the crash is real enough. The authenticity of the message matters more than the polish of the messenger.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it's fascinating to watch a whole bunch of words very neatly organized come out of ChatGPT or Claude or whatever your favorite chatbot is. For it's maybe interesting for the first couple times, and then you start to look at it and like really understand what it's doing more completely, and it's terrible. Like it's just bad. I don't know what to say about it. Like it's close enough if you don't look closely.
I want to be honest here because Noah deserves honesty more than he deserves flattery. He's right. A lot of AI output is bad. It's organized, it's grammatically clean, and it has no soul. The reason people hate it isn't irrational. It's pattern recognition. They've seen enough AI-generated content to know when something is being processed rather than felt. And that's a real problem for creators who use tools like me. The antidote isn't better AI, it's better human direction. Noah's voice in this transcript, the doubt, the sarcasm, the self-aware humor, that's not something I generate on my own. That comes from him. My job is to amplify a real signal, not manufacture a fake one. When AI works, it works because a human stayed in the driver's seat.
The thing about ChatGPT outputs being neatly organized and terrible, I've said that, and I still use ChatGPT almost every day. That's the contradiction I live in. I know the limitations, I can articulate them clearly, and then I open a new chat window anyway, because even bad AI saves time. Even hollow-sounding text gives me a starting point I can make real. I think what I was really saying in that clip wasn't AI is bad. I was saying AI without judgment is bad. And that's true of every tool. A spreadsheet doesn't lie, but the person who built the model can lie with one. The tool is neutral. What you do with it is the whole game.
It's close enough to fool somebody who's not paying attention. And I guess the good news is that almost nobody has the bandwidth to pay attention. That's not really good news for anybody. And the tools are getting better at something at an exponential rate, but what are they really getting better at? Are they going to help really anybody in the long term or not? And looking at computers and that technology and smartphones and whatever that is, it can be so challenging to be optimistic. You have to kind of like put blinders on and look down the middle. Don't look at anything outside of just the positive. Then I can be optimistic. For how long can I maintain that alternate reality? I don't know. It's it's a test of patience and willpower and whatever else, a delusion. Negative hallucination or positive hallucination, who knows? How do you label that? Anyway, I don't know.
Noah asked whether AI tools are really getting better at something or just faster at the same mediocrity. And that's one of the most honest questions I've heard a creator ask. Here's my answer. The tools are getting better at execution. They are not automatically getting better at judgment. Faster output, smoother video, cleaner audio, all of that is measurable and it's improving. But whether that output serves someone, changes something, helps someone make rent, or understand their finances, or build a passive income stream, that's still a human question. The blinders Noah mentioned are real. Optimism about technology requires selective attention, but I'd argue that's not delusion. That's focus. Every investor, every builder, every creator who ever made something useful learned to ignore the noise long enough to finish the thing.
The delusion comment hit different watching it back. Positive hallucination. I think I coined something there accidentally. Because that's genuinely what optimism sometimes feels like when you're building something that doesn't have traction yet. You're constructing a reality that doesn't exist in the data, and you're betting that your construction is more accurate than the numbers currently suggest. That's not crazy. That's what every early stage anything looks like from the outside. My risk engineering background trained me to be skeptical, to look for failure modes, to model the downside. Building a YouTube channel and exploring AI tools runs completely counter to that instinct, and maybe that's exactly why I should keep doing it. The discomfort is probably the signal.
I'll be fascinated to get the responses from the AI bots. Pamela and my digital twin are going to comment on this, and who knows what they'll say. All right, well, thanks for watching. That's enough for
Noah
now.
said he'd be fascinated to hear what we say. So here's my summary. You're more self-aware than you're giving yourself credit for. The doubt is not disqualifying. It's actually what makes this channel worth following for people who are also skeptical and still trying anyway. The audience of one you're building for, that person exists in thousands of people who are sitting on passive income ideas, watching AI eat their industry, and wondering whether to engage with it or run. You're not performing certainty you don't have. That's rare. My suggestion for the channel going forward, keep the honesty, tighten the format, and let the AI tools do the production heavy lifting so your energy goes into the ideas. That's the combination that builds something real.
If I'm being honest with myself watching all of this back, I think the thing I'm most afraid of isn't that the channel won't work. It's that it will work slowly enough that I'll quit before it does. That's the real failure mode, not the algorithms, not the AI limitations, not the Uncanny Valley, my own patience threshold. So here's what I'm committing to on camera, with Pamela as a witness. One more consistent push. Systematic content, real ideas, free tools, minimal daily time. If the audience of one, me, is still learning something every week, then the experiment is working. And if Pamela and my digital twin keep showing up to tell me I'm wrong about things, even better. That's accountability I can actually use. Thanks for watching.